Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me in another behind the scenes of audio. I am Applied Knowledge. Please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on all the social media handles that I have given you in the description below. So this morning I wanted to share with you guys the plugins that I use for mastering. So I just wanted to go through here and show you my lineup and load up, and all of these aren't used every single time, but this is pretty general of the ones that I do use. So first, I go to my Izotope Ozone, and I'll go through, and this preset screen will pop up, and sometimes I'll use a preset and sometimes I won't. Like, for instance, recently I used like the instrumental with slow dynamics, but I only use the multi-band stereo imaging because I really like what that does. Sometimes I'll use the harmonic exciter, but I have one of my own, so I'll turn that off. I don't use the maximizer, and every now and then I'll use the graphic EQ. But since I've been learning a lot more, I've noticed that this multiband compressor does way more than what I expect it to, and I know that because I have messed up a lot of masters as well. So I tend to back away from it because I don't know algorithms and all that things, and what it's actually doing to my audio, so I just leave it alone and I use my own compressor apart from Ozone's. So that's the first thing I start with, and then I'll come over here and I'll load up a parametric EQ, and then I'll do some minor EQing here. Then after I've done that, this is my favorite. It's called Tesla Pro, and it is like a tube saturated plugin. And what it does is that I have these options over here. I got British Council, I got Contemporary, I got US Council, I got Tube Stage, and I got Tape Warmth. I usually use Tape Warmth because it adds a little saturation and a little warmth to it, just to give it that analog kind of feel. And then you have a transients knob, you have an output knob, and then you have a bass knob. I tend to stay away from these because I can't fully hear what's going on yet. So I do use the transients and I do use the driver knob. So the harder you drive it, the more saturation or the more distortion that you get. What else? Oh yeah, I have. Oh, and the Tesla plugin is free. Izotope Ozone you do have to pay for. Thrill Seeker, I believe this was free. Yes, it was. So this is a harmonic exciter. And you see they got it divided up into 3 bands. They have low, they have mid, and they have air. And then they give you this knob that allows you to adjust it between 3.2K and all the way up to 18K. And this other knob here is the amount of gain that you have over this knob, and just being able to push it harder at a certain frequency. So, and it works the same for all of these, like mid, low. I do use this occasionally because it does great work. I tend to stay away from the drive and mojo. The mix usually stays the same depending on what I'm doing. It's more about using your ear, and then output I usually leave it where it's at. But drive just kind of like how the Tesla plugin was. It just drives it really hard and gives you more. Mojo, I think that does about the same thing. I can't remember what it does, but I did use it before. I just have to. I rarely use it, so yeah. And then next, after the exciter, I load up my compressor, if I can find it in here. Here it is. So this is my mastering compressor. As you can see, you have two settings here. We got a limiter and we got compressor. So I stay away from the limiter because that is the goal. I want to limit it, but I use a different limiter. I have a plugin called LoudMax, which I will show you next. But I'll come over here to the compression settings. What I do for mastering, I set it at 2 to 1. I don't go any higher than that because I don't feel that there's a need to, and also learning from mastering engineers that you don't need to go any higher than that. But it's up to you. There's no rules. Do what you want. My knee, I set it all the way because I want the compressor to be reacting fully. And then my threshold, I'll adjust that accordingly, depending on how the track sounds and what I'm looking for. And then you got your attack, your release, and all that good stuff. And the noise gate is also what I like to use, and I just started using recently. So yeah, those are good. And then lastly, I'll load up down here my LoudMax plugin. Whoops, sorry about that. I will load up my LoudMax plugin, and what this is this is my limiter right here. So I'll set my output to about -1, which means it will not go past this level no matter how hard I hit the threshold. So when you slide this back, it gets louder. So usually I'll slide it back until it hits about -4 or -5. Reason being is because I don't want to get any pumping and things like that, or any terrible distortion going on and things like that. So like I said, this is my lineup and how I use it, definitely in this order. It's more of a personal preference for me because I hear what's going on in my tracks. I don't know about you. You can definitely use it. It's nothing, no secrets, nothing like that. It's like I said, it's about using your ear. Oh, and there's some other thing I would like to show you. This is an actual distortion plugin, and in Fruity Loops Studio it's called Fruity Fast Distortion. Sometimes I will use this. You definitely have to adjust this because if you load it up while it's playing, you will get a very harsh sounding distortion that you probably don't want to hear. Yeah, and that's it. Yeah, they have their own multi-band compressor and reverb. Sometimes I'll use a reverb, but I like to use it in Ozone itself because it allows you to solo that out. So it says here solo reverb signal, and then you can just hear the reverb by itself, and you can change it from plate to room and just adjust it that way. So yeah, it's very cool plugins. This is my lineup. Hopefully that helps you in some kind of way. If it doesn't, then well, my bad. But thank you for watching again. This is Applied Knowledge. Please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on all the social media below. Thanks for watching.